Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, good news, bad news. The Russians found the suspect in blowing up the Nord Stream pipelines. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, so it's not, someone said, it's an official Russian institution. This is what they claim. Russian Ministry of Defense, and I'm quoting, UK Royal Navy officials involved in Nord Stream terrorist act. This article comes from Sputnik and it's from today, which is the 29th of 2022, October. No surprise. Let's read this and see what's going on here. Moscow classifies the Nord Stream pipeline blasts as acts of international terrorism, as Denmark and Sweden bar Russia from probing the incidents. The Russian Foreign Ministry underscores that the investigation can be considered reliable and objective only if Moscow participates in it. The Russian Ministry of Defense has stated that UK Royal Navy officials took part in the planning and implementation of a terrorist attack on a Nord Stream gas pipeline network in the Baltic Sea on September 26. And I'm quoting now directly from the Ministry of Defense. According to the obtained data, the UK Navy representatives took part in planning, organizing and carrying out the terrorist act in the Baltic Sea on September 26, 2022 to blow up the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines, end quote, Ministry of Defense said in a statement on Saturday, today. And in late September, the suspected explosions occurred at 3 of the 4 strings of Nord Stream 1 and 2 underwater pipeline built to carry a combined annual 110 billion cubic meters of Russian gas to Europe under the Baltic Sea. The bombing halted gas deliveries to Germany ahead of the cold season, prompting a gas price hike and a scramble for alternative sources of fuel in the European Union. Now, in my list, on the ones that could be the suspects in the first place were the United States of America. That were the first one. And I said they had the most to benefit out of such a thing, and they also said they will do one way or another. These were their words, Biden's words. That's the point number one. Point number two, I said, the second one could be someone else is also would benefit or would be at the orders of United States, and that could be the first guy is Great Britain. I don't think UK, if this is true, remember this comes from the Russians, so they say is the first time when I hear that a name was or a finger was clearly pointed at someone. Before it was, the Russians did it, the Russians, without the investigation even started, or any investigation for that matter. We heard some cuckoo heads. And everybody else kept quiet. Said, This is the first time when a country comes and yells and points the finger. Now, is it because the Russians figure out that the outcome of the Swedish and Danish investigations will point the finger at Russia, and then they cry first, so they try to postpone that's the word the recognition of the investigations, which I think they are unreliable since they did not allow the Russians to participate. Now I don't know how I don't know how the Russians have this information other than having tapped in the investigations of the other guys, or who knows, they got tapped the British Royal Navy and others that they figure things out, or simply lying. Everything is possible. The thing is, it would be very irresponsible to come and as a uh, Ministry of the Department of Defense, right? Ministry of Defense of Russian Federation to come and say, no, it was this guy. These guys think it over, plan it, carry it out, and blew it out. These guys right here. I mean, that means if you come with this kind of information, you either have the whole script ready, or you already know the exact names, because you must know names, who did this, who did that, when, how. So you got to have all those questions answered. So the next articles will be, well, Tom Jones, Michael Jackson, and James Brown were all responsible for this. And on, I don't know, September 29 or whatever, day 28, I think it was, they blew up this by all three of them swimming in the bottom of Baltic Sea or whatever they did. And then over there they used their something to knock out the pipes, something like that. And then the other ones would say, no, it was not us, don't trust the Russians, Russians are liars. That's the way it's going to be, I'm assuming with this one, not assuming, 99% certain. Now, what's suspicious is that the Danes and the Swedes did not allow Russia to be not even be monitoring the investigation. That's not good. I mean, wouldn't you be suspicious? I would be. Let me just look. If you don't want me to be involved, let me look. No, not even that. And now the Swedes are employing the military to start their own probing of the terrorist attack, or however you want to call it. So that's not good either. Why would you involve the military to, what, they have certain things that the state doesn't have? I mean, after all, military is part of the state. But there's a few more paragraphs here. The Swedish and Danish authorities suspect that the incident was the result of sabotage, with both countries barring Russia from investigating the attack. Russia already said that they will not recognize the outcome of the Danish and Swedish investigations, and I wouldn't either. So that's, and then probably those guys will say, well, it was you, because I don't know who there was, but this is the first perpetrator or suspect named. Not a really suspect, but really pointed out to. The Russian Prosecutor General's office classified the pipeline blast as acts of international terrorism. According to Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, the investigation of terrorist attacks can only be considered reliable and objective if Moscow takes part in the probe. I would agree with that. Maybe not take part in an active role, but at least as an observer. And I'm quoting, the operator company Nord Stream AG later said that the damage to the pipeline system is unprecedented, while Russian President Vladimir Putin stated it was a deliberate assault on Europe's energy infrastructure, hinting that the US and the British could be responsible for the blast. He didn't say any names, actually. They didn't say any, he didn't say any names, but yeah, you say hinted. Gotta be a little bit more concrete. A joint venture by the Russian energy giant Gazprom and 4 European countries, energy companies Nord Stream 2 and Nord Stream 2 is a 1,230 kilometer twin gas pipeline along the bottom of the Baltic Sea, complements the existing Nord Stream 1 network. So they tell you what's going on here. The thing is that with who built it and how long it is and who are involved. Well, that's no more. They have to, according to some experts from other articles that I had read before, it will need about a year to fix those holes in the pipelines, or the pipelines. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm pretty sure they have thought of that before they even started building the pipeline, so it's not a big deal. The thing is, what if it's going to be blown up again? So what do you think? Could be the Brits the ones? I would give them, I will always put them on the second place, or in the same category with United States. But United States for me was always the prime suspect here, always, because of the benefits and the statements. The Brits were the second one as the how do you call it, executors, the ones who will put this in practice at the orders of the United States of America. That's how I saw it. Now, this guy said, well, it was all done by the Brits as of now. We'll find out if, it was just, how you have a dog in a leash and then you just take the leash off. Now, that's United States, and the dog knows exactly what to do when he sees a guy walking. He's not going to go and sniff it and going to go and attack. So if you have that kind of dog, if you have an attack dog, you don't have to tell the dog, hey, go and just unleash it and let it be, and the dog will go and do its way for whatever it was trained for. So what will this entail? Nothing. Nothing will happen. Even if the Brits come in, even if the Brits, let's say, yes, it was us, which they will never say it. But even if the Russians are going to talk loudly and yell and do and provide whatever evidence they have or don't have, they will not be trusted. Nobody will trust them. Nobody will believe them. Well, it will be India, China, and others, but not on the other. The other guys are going to be in denial. As I said, I don't know if these guys are lying or not, but I'm pretty sure that in the next few days we're going to hear the counteroffensive, which is the investigation from Sweden and Denmark that we're going to point out to probably Russia. Anyway, I didn't think that this investigation will last so long in it's more than a month, right? It's a month. It's a month and they're still investigating, and they were down there, they looked, what else they need to do? They got the data. It is what it is over there. It's just some blown things. It's not like you take a sample and you wait for the sample to, chemically change into something to, like a forensic probe in in a sexual assault or a rape, and you want to find out, DNA or something, and you wait for the probe to come back and result, even though that could be done. You do it here, you find out now. You don't find out in 3 days. The machines tell you immediately. It's just a bureaucracy that keeps you from coming and say, okay, this guy is 99.999% certain that it's him, based on DNA. The same here. It's a month. What else is to be investigated over there? As I said, it's a few things, and I think all that was covered. Now, what's going to happen now with Russia and the rest? As I said, Russia is going to be talking, and those guys are going to say, no, it was not us. Nothing is going to happen. Russia is not going to attack anybody, and they will try to probably start at the UN something, pointing fingers at Great Britain. Great Britain will don't give a damn. United States would veto everything that needs to be vetoed. Remember, it's Great Britain, so it also has powers over there. So it's not that Great Britain will be punished. It's just a, not propaganda, informational value, this finding, if the findings are accurate. And how will we find out? No, I don't know, because they will say so. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.